You ask about what is the role of a designer in the diaspora. Let's address that question in a slightly different context. What in this world is not designed? In fact, what in this world is not considered? The answer is nothing. When you look at the role of a designer, you're looking at one key principle or one key question. Where does your allegiance lie? After you answer that question, you start to define in which way you can make your contribution. Are you operating in retribution? Are you operating as a liberationist? Are you operating as a disruptor? Or are you operating in terms of conservation? These are the roles that I've been able to identify as general themes. There may be others, but it does come down to that root word and that root question. Where does your allegiance lie and what is your contribution? What is the role of design beyond protest? We're seeing design being used to rally individuals, to state a point, but what I believe we're missing or we're getting to is what happens when the designer takes a seat at the table? This is where things start getting interesting because we're talking about design and humanities now joining forces. You're talking about design and politics, you're talking about design and archaeology, you're talking about design and the individual, design and the community, designing for humanity beyond objects and products. If designers start moving to this role in terms of adjusting legislation, bringing people into the process, listening to them and creating unique custom things, what you start to realize is that any form of decision or any kind of plan becomes very nuanced. It starts to pick up the forgotten voices. It starts to add a fresh perspective into areas that have been overlooked or not been paid attention to at all. There are questions that designers will ask in organizations that the organizations themselves have not even thought about. This is what happens when designers move in, because we think about engagement in the form of interaction. We think about how would this person approach something? How do they feel when they do something? Have they been pushed or instigated to move? Do we just have to leave them alone? This is what designers bring into politics. And this is something that I feel that's going to grow. It's been in murmurings for the past, 8 years, but it hasn't necessarily fully blossomed. In my opinion, there's nowhere that's grooming or nurturing that kind of inquisition at this moment in time. And it's time that happens. It's interesting, when you look at organizations that are looking at people or humanity and design, something interesting is happening. At Unmaterialized, we believe that there's a great questioning or great investigation that's occurring when you look at the people, look at the things that surround them and what forms their decisions, their beliefs, the systems that they want to put their trust in. Unmaterialized is a unique space because what it does, it doesn't make an effort to change your thoughts. What it is doing specifically is picking at the narratives, the beliefs, the systems in which you put your unquestionable faith in. And what it does through every experience, and whenever you see one of the pieces of work, you read one of the papers, you submit your own instigation of inquiry, is that it leaves you with one simple thing, one simple question: what do I believe? Because what we're doing is that we are taking the techniques that are used to that were originally used to create a piece of omission, a void, or an inaccuracy in the quote-unquote factual narrative. And we are emulating that process because I don't believe in this case you need to fight fire with water. If I can show you how it's done, that puts doubt in everything that is built around you. And doubt for me is the most incredible tool and most powerful piece of equipment ever. Because if you enter doubt into someone's belief, they have to rip it down to its foundation and rebuild it.